How you doing, guys? So I'm just making this quick video to show you what you should always check before you make a trade. So you want to come to fxstreet.com. Anytime before you make a trade on currency, you want to come on here and you want to scroll down to this part here and you want to look at the day. So obviously today's Tuesday. Monday there was no news. Well, there is news, but there's no news that really affects the markets too well. Tuesday, this is the news here. What you're looking for, is there any red? So this is red, that's red, and that's red. So what does that mean? The red bars are bars of the level of impact it's going to have on the market. So of course, when it's yellow and small, it's going to have that's still going to be news that's released, but it has a small impact on the market. When it's orange and kind of midway, it has a moderate impact on the market. You can still trade these, okay? But when it's red, you should stay away from trading these. I mean, that's in the US. These are USD, sorry, and that is JPY. So then maybe today you're maybe looking to trade pound euro would be a safer trade, but they still may be affected by the US dollar. So you want to be careful of that. If you just click on it. It gives you even more of them, and it can tell you the whole week in advance. So Wednesday, let's have a look. Wednesday, we've got more red news on Aussie. So yeah, you want to stay away from Aussie tomorrow's. There's another red news on Canada, so you may want to stay away from the Canada dollar. Thursday, I mean, look, USD. So what have we got Thursday? A federal interest rate decision, right? You definitely don't want to trade anything to do with USD on a Thursday. Well, the USD has such a large effect on most currencies. You might not even want to trade at all on Thursday just because you've seen this. If you're a newbie at Forex, you don't have to understand what each of these does. You don't have to be a microeconomist and know what all of this means. If you're stuck, just click on it if you really want to know, and it will tell you. It gives you the information here. It tells you the frequency every week, and it tells you all about it here. It has in the comic, blah 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 blah. A rate hike tends to boost the local currency as it's understood as a sign of healthy inflation. A rate cut on the other hand, is seen as a sign of economic and inflationary woes, and therefore tends to weaken the local currency. If rates remain unchanged, attention turns to the tone. So you can see it, all right? And you can see what that means, and you can click on any of them. So if you want to click on this, for example, there we go. It tells you it's monthly statistics for Canada. And it tells you here, I mean, this is just a little bit of knowledge, but then it says, generally speaking, a high reading anticipates a hawkish attitude by the BOC, and that is said to be positive or bullish for the Canadian dollar. So, if this news is good news, excuse me, then it's obviously going to make it go up in layman's terms. If it's bad news, it has more potential to make it go down in layman's terms. However, the thing with trading is all that we actually know, because you don't know until the news is released, right? But all that we actually know is that whenever news is going to be released in the market and it's red, then it has a massive impact on the market. That's what we know for sure. But what we don't know is what kind of impact it's going to have. Is it going to make it go long, or is it going to make it go short? That's what we don't know. And that's why, I mean, if there's red news like this, I possibly won't trade today, or I'll keep a very close eye on it. But it may be that I don't even place a trade today because there's just too much news. And same again tomorrow, there's too much big news tomorrow for me to place a trade. And let's have a look down, even Thursday. So look, you might get weeks like this, guys, where you don't place a trade because there's just simply too much news and it becomes too risky. If I was just trading my own money and I wanted to be more risk, take more risk avert, then maybe I could trade it. I probably still wouldn't, but especially because I trade other people's money, there's a good chance that I won't be touching anything this week. I'm just going to wait and see how it plays out. I will keep my eye on it, but I'll wait and see how it plays out. And yeah, it's looking like maybe next week I'll jump back on it and see how it goes. Alright, so before you trade, to summarise, before you ever place any trades on Forex, always come across to here, fxstreet.com. If you're in countries like Indonesia, you have to use a VPN for this, because for some reason it doesn't let you go on here without a VPN. And yeah, you don't need to, like I said, you don't have to understand what any of this means. You know, you're going to look at this. I don't want you to think, oh God, what does that even mean? There's absolutely no need. All you need to know is there a big red block on today? You know, whenever the day is, if it's tomorrow, is there a big red block today? Yeah, there's two. Okay, so probably, if it's only in Aussie dollar, then just don't trade anything with the Aussie dollar. Like, don't trade Aussie Japanese yen or Aussie USD, etc. Just trade Euro USD or Pound USD or maybe Japanese yen GBP and so on. Okay, just stay away from that. But days where you have, especially the USD, what is it down here? Sorry. Yeah, when you have the interest, yeah, this one, when you have the Fed interest rate decision, you probably just want to stay away from the markets altogether on this, because it's just far too risky. Your risk goes higher on this kind of day, okay? And it's all about lowering your risk for your risk management.